Ladies and gentlemen, in this RedGameInsider.com video, we're going to be discussing recent reports that the Xbox One's available units for launch are not going to be as high as predicted. Originally, there was forecasted to be about 7 million units available. However, now it appears that this is no longer the case, and they're going to be dealing with about 6.2 million. Now, the news source is actually Economic Daily News. It's a Chinese newspaper, and they're forecasting numerous issues to be the blame. Yield issues, of course, even things such as device assembly, the optical drive, and even the camera module, and more besides. So, as I said, these are fairly unsubstantiated rumours. Microsoft have not confirmed them yet, although people are reaching out to them and saying, well, what's going on, Mr. Microsoft? So do we have anything to actually substantiate this? Do we have any evidence? Well, as it turns out, sort of. I know that's not exactly the most accurate of statements, but still. There have been yield issue concerns with Microsoft's Xbox One on and off for months now. It appears that they'd shook most of them off, actually, and that the Xbox One was pretty much good to go. And then there was some more rumours that they were having problems with the ESRAM. And then AMD commented, and AMD said, well, this isn't the case. We feel pretty damn confident that we're going to be able to meet demands. And then, of course, we had yet more rumours. So, John Sell recently... John Sell, by the way, is the Microsoft chip architect. He works, of course, on the Xbox One and co-designed the processor along with AMD. Now, just for your FYI, it's a 28nm device and has about 5 billion components, or transistors if you prefer. Now, Sell himself, John Sell, is S-E-L-L, just for your FYI, said that Microsoft actually designed the chip to have redundancies in it, so that if a section fell over, in other words it was no longer operational, it wouldn't die, it wouldn't kill the entire chip. However, the problem with this is it makes the chip a lot more convoluted and complicated to produce. Therefore, churning out a large number of those, in theory at least, becomes a little bit trickier. However, Kevin Krewell, I'll give you his spelling of his name, that would be K-R-E, and then Well, W-E-L-L, and he is the senior analyst of the Linley Group, and they actually said that TSMC, just for you, if you're not exactly aware who they are, TSMC stands for Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Co. They are actually who are manufacturing the processor. As I said, AMD helped design it, and TSMC are who are producing it. And just for your FYI, they are also used to making processors and chips for companies like Nvidia. And they are pretty damn well suited to doing so. They are one of the more reputable firms out there. In other words, they shouldn't have too much of a problem. Regardless, it still is a slight issue getting the amounts, of course, of the chips that is required, and the Xbox One is a pretty damn complicated console. So what are my thoughts on this? Is it true? Is it false? Well, it's very difficult to say, because the problem with the Xbox One, and I mean that in a very nice way, I don't mean to be like, you know, in a negative manner. But the problem with the Xbox One, in terms of reporting news from it, so in other words, from my point of view, not so much for you, but from my point of view, it's an absolute nightmare, because there's always like a deluge of rumours, and it's a deluge of speculation. The problem is that is a lot of conflicting information. I was analysing, for example, the Hot Chips conference just yesterday, and Microsoft did do a good job with the slides and the technical information, and to be fair to Microsoft, they actually were pretty damn honest with the specifications of some of the parts, for example, the DDR3 memory and so forth. But invariably, when you release some of the information, it then begins to bring other questions up, and there are still a lot of questions regarding the Xbox One, the purpose of some of the, so basically some of the construction, for example, the ESRAM and so on. I'm not going to really bore you with the details in this particular video, but it's very difficult to say just how true this is. I guess we'll just have to see in the next couple of days. Hopefully Microsoft, I'm sorry, I'm having one of those days where I just can't seem to speak properly. Microsoft will let us know one way or the other. As I said, it is unconfirmed at the moment, so I guess we'll just have to see. Regardless, hopefully you've enjoyed the relatively brief video. I will hopefully see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.